Well, good evening, everybody. It is time for more Links to the Past Randomizer for our 2019 tournament. I'm Neon Tiger, joined by JTB. How you doing, JTB?
I'm doing good. It's a nice, comfy Friday evening for some randomizer. So this is one match in particular I'm ready to watch. So how are you doing?
I am doing pretty good here. So it looks like, I'll have to check here really quick. But we do have a matchup here between JP and Frostbite3030. They've got this marked as game 2, but we don't have a winner marked yet. So I don't know, I don't know if they tied or may just not be updated yet. So let me check on that.
I do know Frostbite won the first game.
Okay. So yeah, Frostbite will be up 1-0.
I don't know the settings though. I think JP was talking about possibly like a 6-6 or a fast Ganon. So don't know for sure.
Right, we'll have to keep those things in mind. But let me check here. Yes, that is correct. We do have a 1-0 lead for Frostbite. So JP gonna need to pull out a win here.
Yeah, I know he's been practicing quite a lot for this matchup. So
and just to give you a sorry about that, but just to give you a real quick score of the group they're in, this is a Group G matchup. Walther's already advanced to the group finals, having 2-0'd Cadenza, who is in the lower bracket right now. So the loser of this matchup overall will face Cadenza, and the winner gets Walther. So pretty good group here, actually.
Yeah, that's one thing about this tournament is just so many people are so close in skill that's like, you know, every matchup is going to be a good race, just about. But I know JP's looking to take this win at least to tie it up and go to that game 3.
Indeed, and our tracker in chat tonight, Cool Papa Bell, mentioning Group of Death. I would say yes. I'd also say there's a lot of groups of death in this bracket. There's some excellent groups. And by the way, of course, JTB, just to mention, you're in Group H. You are in that group's finals, having 2-0'd correct. So congrats on that, by the way.
Thanks. It's definitely nice just having that done. But enough of that. We're going into this match. Looks like we got a standard start, actually.
Yep. This is definitely the standard start. So no sword on Uncle, with 10 arrows in the first chest here. It's going to be raining outside here. Plague Knight, the choice of sprite on the right for Frostbite. JP going with the traditional Dragonite for him.
Yeah, JP's always about that Dragonite. That Dragonite sprite, one of many sprites that we have for Randomizer.
Indeed, and Frostbite, unfortunately, I think his timer may be frozen. And came to Samaria to start with, so that's pretty good.
Yeah, one thing I like about these standard starts, especially from the last tournament too, is just having to learn like 6 different weapons to use to go through standard. So we'll see if both our runners have practiced, each one of those and how this Kina Samaria goes.
Yeah, I kind of think maybe I'm not in. We'll have to ask JP after the race if the reason that he chose standard was because of the fact that you're guaranteed a weapon at the start here. Maybe just enjoys standard.
I think it's one of those changes that you can make to really kind of shake up an opponent, especially if it's like a bomb start or a Burna start. Granted, Samaria is actually pretty easy for escape. It makes it real nice for farming bombs in the sewer.
It does.
But still does take a little bit of practice to kind of do everything optimally.
Correct. And we got the first shield there. The My Fisher Price shield, if everyone likes to call it that. There is going to be, I think, another key and a map still to find, and then the rest are all going to be items.
Yeah, another big benefit to just doing standard is just knocking out those escape items, not having to think about it like an hour plus in when you're looking for that final go mode item.
There's the key, in fact, right there. So that's out of the way.
Yeah, and with those three bombs at the start too, they're just going to be rushing through this escape as quickly as they can.
So if we find map here back in Zelda Cell, that means that everything from Dark Cross onward to the 3 items in the back are all going to be things we can possibly pick up that will be some sort of help. Of course, Potstrat, another shield.
Gotta say, you don't see 2 shields this early in like any seed ever.
No, you don't really see that. Usually it's like 2 swords or 2 glove upgrades, something like that. But shield, no. Shield is something I think we see a lot of runners not really carry around with them even. If they can avoid it.
Yeah, it's just like there's no real benefit to getting the shield. I mean, sure you can use like, mirror shield on T-Rock, but if you're in this part of the tournament, like you pretty much are able to do everything without a shield.
Yep. Who knows? Maybe we'll get Mirror Shield and Dark Cross, and I'll be like, oh, time to go to Laser Bridge.
That's true. Does imply laser bridge is in logic, so it's not something you see very often, but heck, I want to see it now. I'm down for it.
Why not? We always need a little bit of something different.
Now we do have the cane, but I want to say the cane start does not like give any weight to the natural progression of the seed. I think it's just straight up random.
I think so. Stone Swan's asking in chat what the sprites are. Right side, Frostbite is Plague Knight from the Shovel Knight series, and JP on the left is Dragon Knight from Pokemon. Here we go. Dark Cross, of course, because this is standard. That means we get the magical lamp to get us through here. It's also another nice benefit.
Yeah, doing Dark Cross, I mean, it's not too difficult without the lamp, but it's not like very fun to do at all, especially trying to find that chest.
Yeah, it's just really annoying more than anything else, and especially this room too. If you're coming back through that way, being able to find the rats and kill the one that's got the key is just massively annoying when you have to do it in the dark.
Yeah, 100% agree on that.
There's the map, of course. 10 arrows and a heart. Well, maybe we're hoping something's at Sank Chest?
Yeah, we still have 1 item left. It would be something there. Although, I mean, it's not going to be too big of a deal if there's not, because we're going to go pretty much right to Go and find like a million items there.
Right, so chat's asking if you got a question in chat about if standard starts with the lamp automatically. It does not, but the light cone that you would get from having the lamp in the vanilla version of the game is in here, because in standard you're forced to go through the dark parts of escape, and the other alternative would be starting on standard you'd have to program the lamp to be within one of the first few chests there. Get a check. Red crystal up a Tower of Hera, regular crystal, Eastern Palace, green pendant, Desert Palace. And JP actually going to go south to Hyrule. Frostbite's going to go up to do Lost Woods check.
Yeah, and I don't blame JP for kind of doing something a little bit out of order, even though it's still like Sphere 1. I mean, if you're down a game, you kind of want to take, small gambles here and there just to potentially get like a small advantage.
Yeah, I'd say this won't get him a huge advantage because Frostbite will come down here eventually. But, if you find Boots down here, there's Cape. But, you find Boots down here, there's Mirror. So we're finding some good items at the start. But, yeah, if you find like Boots or Flute, something down here, that could save you a little bit of time just because you'll be able to go up to Kakariko either faster with the Boots or you have the Flute in hand and you don't have to make the trip back to get the duck.
Yeah, that's actually one strat I would use a lot in the past tournament for standard. If we get like one item for Dark World, while you're doing escape, like I would definitely go here or Eastern first just to see if I can get the rest before I go to Kakariko and just save me that walkover.
And JP picking up that big 50 that was hiding in the bottom of the swamp there. Frostbite in Blind's basement, 4 chests and one in the back to open up here. Money bombs, single arrow, and more money. Meanwhile, JP's taking care of the mini Moldorms. Nicely done.
This one's been a little bit of a punk, but does get it on that second throw.
Yeah, they do that. And we got here more money, piece of heart, bombs, and a piece of heart. Well, not a whole lot at the moment.
Yeah, it's either going to be, the rest of Kakariko's loaded or everything is over at Eastern Palace.
Getting a lot of junk Kakarikos lately. They've been commentating a few seeds, and boy, there's Moon Pearl, okay. And that's not bad too, Blue Mail.
Yeah, if you get mail, you want it to be in a place that you just get it in the chest and not have to like spend extra time getting it out in the open.
Yep. So almost to Dark World access. We just need to be able to have a glove and hammer.
Gonna be one thing that helps Frostbite getting that pearl, so we can do that waterfall cave if flippers don't show up.
Let's see what's in the back. Ooh, the red meringue. Oh, that's not very good so far.
Yeah, looks like Eastern is gonna be the play very soon. Unless sequence breaking over to waterfall using big flippers, paid for Frostbite, but definitely natural progression looks like it's gonna be over at Eastern.
Yep. Just the piece of heart up on the library bookshelf. That's not going to be anything that means we need to get the boots. There's the other mail. Okay. So we'll be at red mail. I'm a little concerned right now. If you're at red mail already, maybe this is going to be a seed that sends you very early into the Dark World to go get all of the things you need.
Well, it's definitely better than having green mail and having to go into like Thieves Town with 4 hearts.
Yep. I always like to remind people, the game does not care if you go into Dark World with green mail and 4 hearts. It does not adjust down. It still will treat you exactly the same.
Actually, a little surprised to see JP go for that mail in the race game. Most people just skip it because of the time commitment. And I mean, obviously, he doesn't know about the other mail in Kakariko, but still, maybe he's just a little bit concerned about just his execution in some of those dungeons that do a lot of damage to you.
Yeah, I guess maybe also probably thinking, it's early enough, might as well get it.
So nothing really pointing to like how the seed is gonna go so far. I mean, we have one item for Dark World, and we have the cape. So I want to say more than likely it may be an Agadem seed that is just gonna force you into pod, but until we get over to Eastern and see what else shows up, really don't know.
Yep. Could always be an item for progression at Gina as well.
Yeah, and you never want to see that. Screw Agina. Unless you have flute, then it's alright.
Yeah, just to kind of give you guys a little bit of taste of what Rando can do. The first 2 matches I commentated, one was 43-minute go mode, and the other go mode was over an hour and a half in. So it can be incredibly, incredibly cruel or incredibly, incredibly kind. And right now, it's not looking like it's going to be kind. But JTB, there is a catch to all of the junk items showing up so far, in that it's removing these checks from the pool, and the more checks that we remove from the pool and don't find something, A, the fewer locations we have to check to find that progression, and B, the more good stuff that we're gonna find when we do these checks.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna call right now. Hookshot's gonna be in pod, and that's gonna get him over to West Dark World or Village of Outcasts after required Aghanim. That's my hot prediction for this seed.
That's pretty good. As long as it's not on pedestal again. I've had enough of that already this week.
Yeah, no one likes pedestal. Alright, so Frostbite, he's not going to do the fake flippers. Probably doesn't want to isolate Zora just yet. Not a bad decision, because, you don't know if you're going to be getting that money anytime soon.
Right. Also, that way, if you get to Dark World, you can route, especially with the mirror, you can route from Catfish to Zora without having to, like as you mentioned, possibly isolate one or the other.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, they probably got to be thinking at this point, maybe Aghanim with that keep. And yeah, just saving, everything up at the waterfall along with Catfish, really efficient routing.
Right. That's one of the things that I think beyond just being able to read the seed is to be able to route efficiently and get multiple checks in at once. As we check back at Hospital's Hut, there's the glove, so we just need a hammer now. Get Dark World access and tear the seed wide open.
Yeah, I'm still gonna predict it's an Aga seed. You do need that glove or hammer to get up to that the Catfish. So
Yep. Well, it could be.
all we need is that sword and a lamp, and then we're off to the races.
Yep. Because we know it's not item lock Daga that's going to be required here, because we just saw on JP's side just a piece of hurt on the lumberjack ledge. Really, at this point, between Agina and our checks here in Eastern Palace, we'll get a hint on where we're going to go next, because we're kind of they're still within logic for both runners. Nobody's hopped out of logic, did a fake flipper or something like that. We're still well within logic, and we're running out of locations within logic to really start to check. So something has got to give at some point here.
So definitely we want to be watching Frostbite at this point, because he's doing all those checks that we haven't seen just yet. And JP, just following behind him like maybe a minute or two. But
Yep.
What we find here is going to dictate, what this next move is going to be.
Yep, it all comes with doing the sometimes hard work of reading the seed. All right, we've got compass there, so only dungeon item left is map, and then 3 items.
So more than likely, I'm gonna say flute probably gonna be in here. Get him up to Death Mountain, and then probably a lamp over on Spectacle Rock. I think that's called. I don't remember the name of it.
Yeah, it would be Spectacle Rock is the one that's up on top there, and that would be actually be a pretty good call, GTB, because we can access that with the mirror and the moon pearl as well. There's our first item in the dungeon. It's a bottle that opens up Sick Kid.
That's not one you want to see at all. So if there's nothing here, yeah, there's nothing.
Okay.
Logically here, I mean, obviously he's gonna go through the dark room, no problem.
Yeah.
But
So
that means Sick Kid or Agina, it's got something.
Right. So yeah, this is technically out of logic, but it's a very simple dark room to do. The first room here is basically a giant circle, and this room you just go all the way over to the right as far as you can go, and you go up, grab a pot, get yourself a small key, walk back down, loop around a little bit more, look out for the anti-fairies, open up the door, and walk on through.
So I can see Zora play probably being the first play these guys make after this, just because there's a whole bunch of other items they can get.
Okay.
And
Combos.
we got, yeah, I think we have the items for the splash delete too. So even if there's something on the Zora ledge, it should be good.
Yeah, the splash deletion. The splash deletion that's relatively new, right?
Yeah, that's, I want to say a month ago, 2 months ago.
Yeah, that and the pot clips that we've seen from people before those are two of the relatively newer minor glitch strats. And splash deletion is actually pretty cool when you see it. Basically, what I've not done it myself, but and feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, JTB. But what you're doing is you're overloading the sprites so that it basically allows you to delete the splash sprite so that you can swim.
Yeah, that's 100% correct. There's like a whole bunch of different ways to do it.
Hey, there's the lamp.
Okay, there we go. So that's your Death Mountain. But you still need that sword
Yep.
for Agna.
Yeah,
Or,
so we've got
Aghanim.
so we've got Death Mountain open, and this check right here for Bombos is only slightly out of logic. Very, very slightly, because we did find the bottle here, so it's technically back. Technically, we were slightly out of logic for just a moment, and then we immediately got back into logic.
It's like Frostbite. Yeah, he's gonna go ahead and just follow the logic of the seed. He's gonna go up to Death Mountain.
Mhm.
GP gonna be right behind him too. Still gotta turn in that bottle though. Looks like
Yeah.
he was like, for a second there, he was about to go up there, but he's like, nah, I need to go turn in this.
Right. It'll be nice to have too, but with the items we've got, it's been fairly linear read so far. Kind of just, hey, get this item, go do something with it, get the next item. And what's the old man got? Fire rod. Well, that's gonna make Hera open. Can't complete it yet though. We don't have anything to kill Moldorm with.
Yeah, it gives some extra checks, but yeah, you gotta have something to do some damage to Moldorm. Hopefully, neither of them try to use Keen of Samaria, because it does not work. But I've fallen for that trap before.
Alright, top of Spectacle Rock, we don't have anything, just 10 arrows and a piece of heart inside. So perhaps our Jabby item for taking care of Moldorm is inside of Hera.
Yeah, we gotta get, like, okay, so there we go. We got
Mhm.
Pendant Mire.
Pendant Swamp, Red Crystal, Turtle Rock.
That's perfectly fine. As long as it's not a Skull Woods or Thieves Down Pendant, like, I'll take those, take Swamper Mire over those two any day.
And that's going to also give us possible hints on what could be on Ped and what we're going to need for Go Mode now. Because well, at least give us a rough idea. Not necessarily a perfect one, but we do have the second lift upgrade, so yeah, we have Dark World access now.
I have to wonder, do you just... Yeah, I was thinking, like, do you just bail at this point? Like Frostbite's doing? Or you just, climb
I
it a
think
little bit?
I think so.
I think that's a smarter
I think
play.
it's Yep. Unless you're gonna
Now,
do
this
it.
is a surprising play. Him starting Sanctuary and not going to Hype Cave with both, mirror and gloves.
Doesn't
Kind
have
of
the
a-
hammer though.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
That
So
would
can't
do
get
it.
to that. Can't get past the pegs. This is the only way to get in there.
By the way, I'm 2-0 in this tournament, and I know I screw up so much on this, thinking about the overworld.
It's all right. Sometimes it just comes down to execution. Looks like oh, JP's just gonna check this. Probably just check this bottom one, find the big key, and then we'll see if it's a save and quit. No, JP's gonna go up and check some chests.
Not a bad decision. I mean, there's still there's still 2 more chests that we can have
Great.
that last item. But it's a bit of a gamble. See if it pays off for him.
Big key showing up first chest, Thieves Town, Frostbite's there. Lee's can do the first 4 check, and then we'll see where they're gonna go from there.
I bet Frostbite is pretty happy that he picked up that that red mail now. 5 hearts Thief Sound is not very fun at all.
Yep, everybody's gonna be happy about that.
Alright, so we'll see if JP gets the second item here. Could still be that small key for the basement.
It's the map. Ooh.
No. So we're not gonna be seeing that basement until we have a way to kill that Moldorm.
Yeah, I think maybe just wanted to see if it could have been something really useful by going up in the tower.
It's not a bad decision. I mean, it takes a while to get up there, so might as well just do those 2 checks real fast, even if you can't kill Moldorm.
But that's a very, very, very weird Thieves Town. You know how many items we found? Did you keep track of that, JTB? How many items we found in the front?
Oh, I didn't see.
0. There were no items in the front. It was the 3 dungeon items and the Swanky.
Yeah, I don't blame Frostbite for bailing.
Yep.
I think it's that really puts a damper on the whole. You know, I'm just gonna check the first 4 items and get out.
Yep. Yeah, JP's going. He's got that fire rod, so that means check time for Skull Woods, digging game for Frostbite. Let's keep an eye and see if we get anything out of either.
Yeah, this is kind of a hard seed to make decisions on so far, because you don't have the means to like fully complete stuff.
Ooh.
I mean, I think Thieves Town. Okay, well, there's a sword, so there's your
Yep.
Skullwood.
Ooh.
There's your other sword. There's your Skullwood's clear too.
Well, well, well.
But yeah, I mean, what I was saying is just it's hard getting to Dark World and not having the means to clear everything. That kind of complicates your routing, but definitely JP kind of in a good position now to just finish this dungeon as fast as possible.
Yeah, I wanted to go back and get that magic refill. Can't say I blame him.
Yeah, you're gonna need those fire rod shots at least to get to Mothra, even if you don't use it on her.
Partial Smith chain check as well here from Frostbite. Not gonna be able to do the whole thing because again we're still missing the hammer. But it looks like JP is gonna go ahead and at least just open up the back of Skullwoods here. Has to anyways at some point.
There's that Quake too from the blacksmiths. Don't know if that's going to be needed just yet, but definitely kind of removes doubt about what's required for T-Rock.
Wait, maybe he is going to the back here to take care of Mothula. Interesting play call here.
I don't blame him for it. I mean, Fire Sword, Mothra, it's hard, I'm not gonna lie, but sometimes you just gotta get it out of the way.
Fire Sword, 5-heart Mothula. It's like Randomizer hard mode. Meanwhile, Frostbite going ahead.
He is experiencing that too.
Yep. Unfortunately, the bad thing for JP is magic's running a little bit low right now. And Frostbite not finding a whole lot hanging out in South Road Cave. Gonna check Stumpy.
Got the B strat.
The B.
That's doing like no hits at all because of the knockback. But, hey, 3 damage.
Right. Bee on bee, insect on insect violence.
I have to say, I don't see the purple chest turn in, 30 minutes. Sub 30 minutes. That's pretty rare.
Yep.
Or I'm
And
sorry,
only
a
for
0-second turn in.
Yep.
For being correct.
Yeah, we have to be correct about this. It looks like, for those wondering what happened, I think Frostbite just forgot to start the timer, or maybe hit the key to start the timer and it just didn't register. And probably at this point it's like, well, I'm not going to start the timer. It doesn't really matter. JP though toughs it out, gets the first crystal at 28, 15. First crystal to JP, gets the big key for his troubles. Half a heart. Gonna get. What's nice here? Gonna get a full refill on all of that. Hype cave though. On the right side, Frostbite. Piece of heart to start with. What do we got here? Full heart. Another red thing. Another piece of heart. Another piece of heart. And that's enough for another full heart.
So this means that Frostbite should have a little bit of easier Macula, assuming he grabs that Master Sword, Progressive Sword, on the way over there, which no one in their right mind would skip that chest. But still, JP kind of doing things efficiently, not having to save and quit like Frostbite just did. So we'll see. I'm assuming the next play will be down to Thieves Town after checking that mirror ledge or cape ledge.
Probably.
And then we just gotta see if he decides to full clear it or wait until he's got that hammer.
Yeah, at least one of the nice things about Thieves Town is that you can go through it with the Fighter Sword and it's not going to be terribly bad. There's a lot of enemy dodging in that dungeon more than anything else. We'll get the bomb jump across the gap here from JP. Iframe's little deal with it. There's the mirror shield. We were joking about it, JTB, but laser bridge well within logic now. Bumper cave's only a big 20. Let's see what Frostbite does here. Is it going to be a dip out to the left side or dip back to the right side to grab those two chests? Where was the sword that Frostbite had? Digging game. So GP going up and checking Graveyard Ledge. I like this play. Even if it's nothing, getting Graveyard Ledge off the table right now when you can is not necessarily a bad idea. And
it's just bombs, but I want to know if he's gonna do this bomb jump over to Catfish and just knock all those items out right now.
Nope.
No,
doesn't look like it.
Don't blame him. It's a little bit of a tricky setup, but it does make for some interesting routing options.
So now here comes the big fight for Frostbite. This will go a little bit easier, like you mentioned, JTB. That Master Sword can do a little more damage. He's got a little more magic as well going into this fight. Nicely done. Super efficient, super clean.
Yeah, that was a much fight than what JP had, obviously.
Yeah. Definitely a little bit lower on the difficulty score with a little bit more health, a stronger sword, and just more magic, being able to use that fire rod to take care of Mothula. Really helping out here.
right, so Thief Sound. Thief Sound's got to have something. I want to say Hammer's probably here. Hammer or Flippers, because we still gotta get over to the pod area. I mean, still have Agadum that could get him over there. I don't think they want to do that with Dark World Access, but
Right.
we'll see
I feel
how
like-
the
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like that
cards
would be. Yeah, sorry about that, but I feel like that would be really bad right now at 32 minutes to be like, I have to go do Aga now to be able to get to the other side. Well, this is not good. Runner Watcher's asking, is this technically Aga? There's a chance they still might need it if they don't find the hammer to get to these to a pod or flippers.
Now they do have options. The sequence break Aga. They got the bomb jump over by where the hook shot spot is, and
Mm-hmm.
they could also, if they find boots, they could set up a water walk from Skullwoods.
Yep.
Kind of one of those. It's like one of those techniques that you just learn on the rare chance that it could come in use.
Yeah, I think doing the current jump would be well advised, and I believe both of them would definitely consider that after instead of going to Aga having to do that. It's a lot easier to set that jump up than it is to have to trudge all the way up the castle tower.
Yeah, 100%. Just a matter though if they've practiced it before. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to that point.
Right, and it'll be interesting to see here if Frostbite is going to do it. You mentioned when JP was over here checking Graveyard Ledge, if he would make the jump across to go check Catfish. It'll be interesting to see if Frostbite decides to do it, having already now completed all of the things that JP's doing.
Yeah, I mean, the other option is to go back into Thea Sound and just make that deep dive, but I don't know. They're the ones racing. I'll let them figure it out.
Yep.
I'm here just to commentate and not try to make difficult routing decisions.
Also worth noting with that bow that Frostbite picked up from Stumpy. Oh, and Frostbite he's going to the right. I think we're going to see the current jump.
Oh, it's
But
happening.
yep, setting it up right now. Oh boy. Oh, I think that high neck's maybe got in the way.
Oh. Yeah, he's like, nope, no sequence breaking allowed here.
Nice try. Another shot. Got it. There we go. Nicely set up.
Yeah, I've seen him do it without using Kern's method before, so really wasn't too worried about it. But
Yep.
just whatever works.
Yeah, so real quick here to answer everybody's questions about what's going on with the bracket. At least I saw had a couple questions, people asking about, is double a limb? This is the first round matchup between JP, who is the 4 seed in this group G, and Frostbite, who's the 1 seed. Seeding mostly just through qualifiers, doesn't really indicate skill. We have basically the top half of the qualifiers are all here, so everybody who's in this round is very good. Frostbite did win the first race. So what happens here if Frostbite wins is Frostbite moves on to take on Walther, who's in the chat there. Hello, Walther. And whoever ends up winning this obviously will take on this best of 3 will take on Walther, and the person who doesn't win this will drop down to the lower bracket and take on Cadenza in a elimination series. And then whoever wins that game between Cadenza and the loser of JP Frostbite will face the person who loses between Walther and the winner of this best of 3.
Yeah, shout outs to Walther scoping out the competition, trying to get ready for his next match.
I mean,
I've been
why
doing
not?
the same exact thing, so
Yeah,
I don't blame him.
it's free. It's free real estate. and a bug net on the pyramid, so both our runners will forego that. There's not really a reason to pick that up unless you want to go fairy hunting.
Yeah, it's not really too important at this point. But yeah, there's that pod play. Frostbite making his way over there. I still think Hookshot's gonna be here.
So this would technically be, because I don't think obviously the randomizer is going to take you being able to do the current jump into logic. This would technically be out of logic to be over here without the item that gets you access.
It could be. I mean, we technically. Oh wait, where was?
Unless you
both
actually
the swords were in Dark World. That is true.
Oh wait, that's right. I was gonna.
It could be. That's weird.
I was gonna say, if we have to kill Ag, we would have to kill Aga to get over here. So maybe not out of logic, but
yeah, it could just been they had to go, West Dark World first.
Right.
But here we go. 2 interesting plays. JP going for that almost kill. I'm not doing that bomb jump. Well, Frostbite's going to be able to just pretty much mirror and do Eastern right after pod.
Correct. But really, they're going to have the same time here. It's just going to be a matter of JP taking a little bit longer, having to go down and then back up again. Still, they've both got the bow, so they're not bow locked out of the dungeon.
Now, do you remember if there was an item on Armos? I can't remember if they got all 3 yet.
No, we've got one more item on Armos. So there is something back here. We don't know what it is.
So if Hammer is on Armos, that could be real nice for JP.
Right, and
you just go straight down and open that portal.
Yep. Yeah, Eternal Cure and Sabbatender are both pointing something out too that we pointed out. All 4 items are in the back of Thieves Town, and neither of our runners have gone there. So perhaps even there could be progression, like a hammer or a flipper back there, and we just haven't found it yet.
Yeah, I can't say I agree with skipping Thieves Town in favor of pod if you don't have hammer. You just get it done, because you don't want to have.
It's a crystal too.
Yeah, get the crystal.
Yeah,
and then if you find anything else, it's free.
Yeah, I would just go ahead and clear it out. It's not even a hard clear with the fighter sword. You got fighter sword, blue mail. You guys can get through this. I believe in you. The only thing they wouldn't be able to check would be the hammer item, unless the hammer's in Thieves Town. But then again, if the hammer's in Thieves Town, that's what you need.
Right.
And we know that the hammer can't be in the big chest anyways, right? So it's not like the flippers would be there either.
But
or rather, they could still be there, but
Armo's just having that red rupee, so no bailout for JP.
Nope, that's another crystal though.
All right, JP, you gotta do the come on. If you don't do Thieves Town right now, I am gonna at you in Discord after this race and tell you to always do Thieves Town.
I think you're good, JTB. I think he's heading over there. Might be thinking the same thing. Thieves Town's a good play. If I need hammer or flippers, I know that it's not in the big chest. Hammer can't lock itself in there, and if flippers are in there, I need the hammer to get them anyway. So it's not important. I'd have to find the hammer first.
And this is one of the, well, I guess we'll have to wait and see if it works out, but this is kind of one of the benefits of just following the logic, because you know, if Hammers does show up there, then he's gonna have a much just that single dip in pod where Frostbite's gonna be a while before he gets it.
Yep.
But we have one item left. I think, maybe. This compass. What's it gonna be? Oh, that's
Oops. Ooh.
that's
Interesting.
nice.
Oh well. That's a new wrinkle thrown into this one.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while before JP gets that. But I don't know. No hook shot though. I'm disappointed.
Yep. So yeah, JTB, let's go ahead really quickly here at just over 43 minutes. Let's take a look at where we're at and where we still need to go and what we still need to find to be able to find ourselves in go mode here. So looking at the items, we've got quite a few items here that have made themselves known to us, and we got quite a few that we're still looking for.
Yeah.
Yep.
For this early, you know, not finding hammer early on is probably like one of the worst things you can get in rando because it locks so much. But even after hammer's found, you know, we need ice rod. Actually, we don't even need flippers to be honest because of a swamping pendant.
No, and technically we really don't need it. In theory, we need them to get over to the island for Ice Palace.
Yeah, but they're not going to look for that if that's
Right.
the only thing.
Yeah, they'll fake flipper. They'll fake flipper over there. So now the bad thing could be they still could be required if we have to go into Swamp Palace to find an item for go mode.
That is true. Like, you don't want flippers to show up. You just hope they kind of keep themselves hidden, so that way you don't even have to consider that or the Swamp Palace play.
Right.
Yeah,
we're looking at
coming on those final chests.
Yep.
Got one more we can check, and we have a key for the big chest that we're not going to be able to see. But
Yep.
Where else can we look at? I don't think we've checked the Zora area. I don't think Frostbite mirrored from Catfish. I can't remember for sure.
Alright, what's our blind pun? Tap Dancer's routine runs hot and cold. Oh god. I forgot that one was in there. Oh, faucet puns. Yeah, we still haven't seen Nagina. That's an interesting possibility of what if Hammer's been there all along. There's a bottle and a bottle. So 2 bottles. Oh. Yeah, Frostbite's gonna go over the Bonk Rocks.
This sucks. And I'm
Yep.
pretty sure afterwards you're also gonna say
It'll be interesting to see if there's anything in Nagina though. Could that be possibly what we're looking at for a progression item, or is it here? No, it's bombs.
oh, okay. So Gina.
JP went up on top of the mountain. JP's going to do Tower of Hera, I think.
Yeah.
Looks like
okay,
prioritizing.
Moldorm.
Great. I think prioritizing at this point, prioritizing crystals over and dungeons over overworld checks.
Might as well. And then if Hammer does show up here perchance, then that's that Keezy Death Mountain access or Dark Death Mountain access.
Death Mountain and Dark Death Mountain.
But no, like you said, prioritizing crystals, that's not a bad mindset to have. You know you're gonna have to do it at some point, even if it's not going to be the most efficient time to do it, because obviously you want to be able to chain other checks with this. Sometimes you just bite the bullet and go for it and then hope for the best.
Yeah, as far as go mode items, hammer and ice rod really I think are the only two, and hook shot to get across the gap there in GT. Well, if we're going there, if it's not fast cannon. If it is fast cannon, which we were trying to remember if that was the case or not, then we don't need that because we're not going to be going into Ganon's tower.
Nah, it's just gonna be standard because it's game 2. You can only change one thing.
Yep. Gotcha. Ah, that makes sense. Change for the standard mode. Yep. So yeah, we will need that hook shot to get across the gap unless somebody wants to hover it. I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would really want to risk that.
Yeah, nope. No, thank you. JB is like,
He's
you're not in
getting
this fight.
chucked into the boards there.
It's like, you're not supposed to be here.
Glove saved by Moldorm. But
Alright, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? We got
key.
we're going to the
So
basement.
time to go to the basement.
So 4 crystals for GP, 2 for Frostbite, but Frostbite has more checks still done over JP. So that could be something we see Frostbite pushing up on later.
So time to get the grinder out. You know, boil a little, get a little water hot here. Can have ourselves a coffee break.
Yeah, we go check Twitter, see what's going on. What is happening in Twitter? I saw Andy got a whole bunch of subs earlier. Pretty cool for him.
Yep.
Got some cat photos. Got some other stuff can't really say on the stream, but
That's really just the reason to have a Twitter account. Really nowadays, it's just cat photos. Just follow people that post cat photos and hope that nothing bad happens.
But JP done with his little coffee break, and what's it gonna be? It's gonna be hammer. Oh, that's a hammer.
Ooh, it is! Wow, that's for JP. That's a wonderful play right there. Now, congratulations! You now have all of Dark Death Mountain. Well, most of Dark Death Mountain and the entirety of Late Death Mountain open to you, sir. I think gonna go ahead and just get the world taken out. There's a sword.
There's our tempered sword.
Yep. I think we'll see JP go get that in the Dark World as well. You may as well. It's gonna help out a lot.
Yeah. You do not skip a tempered sword. So I think Frostbite will probably go up to Heron X, I want to say, unless he wants to go for the Aguna play. And one thing he'll have the advantage for if Hookshot does not show up here is that first item.
Ooh, nice rod.
Oh, there's another item you want to find kind of early that dumb ice.
Well, wait a minute. Let's see what Turtle Rock's pendant. Let's see what the Turtle Rock medallion access is.
Yeah, if you can get into Turtle Rock right now, you do Turtle Rock right now.
It could technically be. Maybe we still want to have the hook shot, but we could technically be on the precipice of go mode.
It's true. Just trying to think of what else. Yeah, just really the hook shot is the biggest thing. But for how many checks are still around, I mean, could show up maybe.
Yep. I have to think right now with just how the seed's been going so far. It's advantage JP. Obviously, Frostbite will do all the same checks here, but is going to be doing them slightly behind. Now, the one advantage Frostbite does have has cleared out most of pod. It has those boots, so we'll be able to go fast here. But
yeah, this is And yeah, having the boots and just having pod done, like, I don't want to say JP is ahead. I mean, they're probably
Right.
pretty close together. Just don't know
Right.
exactly who has that slight lead.
Great. So, if you're looking at it from a perspective of this very, very moment, JP is leading, but Frostbite has some advantages that will come into play in the future here, and we'll very much be able to close that gap down just by continuing to route as is. Plus
So
with the
if Hookshot
boots.
does not show up here, I'm assuming he'll go ahead and do that full clear pod. So he'll get his
Right.
boots. But then it's just like, where's Hookshot?
Right, and I think as far as the specific go mode item, we can say that we're not going to get Hookshot on pedestal because of Swamp Palace being pendant. And of course, there could
Sure.
still be something like Shuffle. Actually, no,
Ooh.
because Swamp is there. Was that Ether?
That was a Bombas. So we
Bombas,
got
ooh.
T-Rock. But he's gonna pick up that first, obviously.
Which is a good call. Yeah, we know that Hookshot's not on there, nor anything that leads to Hookshot is not on pedestal. Yeah, and Frostbite's picking up that hammer right now once the coffee break's complete.
Oh, JP
Saber
is Balin.
quits.
Huh.
Is
That
JP's? I think the play here is JP's going to do either Ice Palace or Pod first.
That could work. Especially if T-Rock does not have Hookshot, but man, that's just a risky play in my opinion. Like, you're up there, you might as well just do it because you don't need Hookshot to finish the dungeon.
Right.
And we'll see if this plays out. I mean, he's going to pod, it looks like right now, so that would be nice.
Right.
Get those boots earlier, but
yeah, I think the thing to keep in I was gonna say the thing to keep in mind here is that Frostbite will probably go into Turtle Rock because of the fact that pods are already done. JP has not been to pod yet, so this is a fresh check for him.
Right. And he could be also wanting to just chain T-Rock with Ganon's Tower as that last crystal.
Yep.
That's just that's really banking on finding your go mode item before then.
Who knows? Could be a nice balance. Maybe if the play here is pod to Ice Palace to Turtle Rock, maybe you find that that thing you're looking for. But Frostbite's got the Ice Rod now. Gonna get all these chest checks, and we'll have a decision to make. Do we see the divergence here from Frostbite?
Also interested to see what's in that first chest of a cave.
So, you want to know what I see chat talking about Thieves Town. They haven't said it yet, but what if the hook shot's in the big chest in Thieves Town? You have to go back and get it.
Then I'm gonna figure out who rolled the seed and give them a piece of my mind, because that is just the dumbest thing in Rando, is having to find late hammer and then go mode is in that one chest that you're forced to skip. But that is not a situation you want to find yourself in.
To be fair, I specialize in dumb seed logic and just thinking of like the worst possible places where things can be.
But alright, let's see what Frostbite does. Obviously he's gonna do that first chest for sure in Hookshot Cave, but I want to say he'll make the T-Rock play. Especially after doing pod already. Or clearing most of pod.
I think maybe that's the one thing that JP does have a slight advantage here with Frostbite. Frostbite's gonna have to. I mean, it's not gonna be too much of a time sink here, but Frostbite does have to come back in to kill the Helmsword King at some point. So it'll be a double dip for Frostbite and a single dip for JP.
That's true. And if he doesn't find something like the blue to get him there quicker, he's gonna have to go on track. Alright, here we go. Here's this first item. The only item we can technologically check.
Hookshot can be here. It's not.
That's definitely good news for GP. Because if Hookshot was going to be there, you don't check that for a very long time.
Yeah, Hookshot being there is like that's the evil spot for Hookshot. That's like the worst possible place you have to put it.
Alright, here's that moment of truth for Frostbite. Oh, he looks like he's going for it. We're gonna see that T-Rock dip at 0 minutes and 0 seconds. Pretty ballsy play.
Yep, Frostbite's gonna go for it here. So here's the play. Is a Hookshot in here? Is Frostbite gonna find the go mode item that they're looking for? Or it is our go mode princess in another castle? Yeah, it's definitely
And there still be something here that leads to like a pendant dungeon that has that Hookshot too.
Great, or it could be a mushroom, powder, a book, shovel, something mean.
Just throw them all in there in one chain. Alright, JP finishing up his pod check. Go ahead and grab those boots.
First item in Turtle Rock is the book.
Nice. I mean, it's a good place to find it, so you could just get Ether right away. But, ooh, Frostbite going. Oh yeah, he has to go south. He doesn't have Hookshot.
Yep, gonna have to go take the slightly longer way around, but this is the Hookshotless path. Meanwhile, JP heading on to face Helmsword King.
Yeah, and we already know it's I believe it's Compass is going to be on Helmsword King, so
Yep.
nothing else here for him.
No, I just gotta get that crystal though, just for completionist sake. 2 keys.
Alright, and then what does P do after? So I'm gonna assume he'll probably do Ice Palace.
Yeah, I think his thought here is to save Turtle Rock for last. Simply because of the fact that it minimizes the number of times you have to go back up the mountain. If you find Hookshot and you're in go mode there. There's a big key.
Okay. Not a bad place to find it if you're in go mode, but
Yep.
alright. We got Helmsword King versus JP, BrewersFanJP. Got that Timber Sword, so it's gonna be a real clean fight. I mean, this is pretty much Dragonite versus Venusaur, and I think Dragonite's got the edge in that fight.
Yep, indeed, it's a compass. And that's crystal number 5 for JP.
I mean, obviously the book was there, but and we still have a few checks left. But if Hookshot doesn't end up being here, and possibly an Ice Palace, that's going to be a huge benefit for JP.
Great. Save and quit. Gonna go back to his house, so probably looking at a journey down to Ice Palace at this point. If we're reading his reading of his routing correctly.
I think we're reading the reading of his routing correctly, because he's making his way over to that like fake flipper spot. That's a mouthful.
Yep. If only we could find like a narrow passageway inside of a building with a door behind it, and then that door takes us down a narrow hallway, and it leads us into JP's mind for like 15 minutes, and then we get spat out on the side of the Jersey Turnpike.
It's just like it shows up like an incomplete playthrough spoiler for the race ROM.
Meanwhile, Mushroom is in Mimic Cave, so Frostbite has. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We were joking. We were joking about this, and it's starting to slowly morph into the nightmare that we joked about of just being nothing but checks all over the place.
It's gonna be brutal if it's a flute, or if there's no flute, and just having to manually walk everywhere. Oh, okay. Well, there's a flute.
Ooh.
That's not bad.
No.
That's actually probably good for Frostbite.
Yep.
There's our. I mean, we already had desert access anyways for the book, but that's also our pendant mire.
Now just watch us be lucky and Hookshot's in Ice Palace, and this renders all of this discussion completely obsolete.
Right. If Hookshot is here, that's going to be such a big lead for JP. Like, that might even be like an insurmountable lead.
Yep, but laser bridge time for Frostbite. There's a key here. All right, well, we've got. Did we find compass yet? Nope. Well,
nothing yet.
We know the key's here. So Trinex has something for us. What could it be?
What is in Lust? To the rock. But no, I think we I mean, at this point, Frostbite definitely is in a way better spot because of how many more checks he has compared to GP.
I would say so, yeah. Which is actually both good and bad. It's good because you have more available places where that hookshot can be. It's bad because there's no guarantee that the hookshot's going to be in any of those locations.
Sure.
And you may just get let on a complete goose chase for 20 minutes.
Ooh, JP deciding, like, I'm going to go ahead and grab that chest first, just in case the hookshot. But here we go. Moment of truth for Frostbite.
What is thy prize? It's only a big 20.
And it still eludes us.
Big key, but JP making his way through Ice Palace here.
Now, it is nice that once he does T-Rock... Actually, hold up.
Mm-hmm.
Hookshot could be in GT.
It could.
So, we're talking about
it could be
all these checks.
Right,
yeah,
that's the thing. It could be anywhere within GT, except for the last chest.
So, JP actually making reasonable plays, I think, at this point.
I think so.
Banking on that. See,
if he's
mind, we would know that.
Right. There's a shovel though.
Ooh.
That's an interesting possibility too. So We had a whole bunch of fetch quests. Any one of them could have the hookshot. They could all have junk. We don't know. That's the beauty of Randomizer. We have no idea where all of the things are. So it's literally just we're finding out these things the same time that the runners are. So the only advantage we have is what I always like to refer to as God mode, because we can see what they're both doing, so we know before they do what the intended path to get your Go mode items are.
So to kind of give a recap of what's going on right now, JP is banking on the GT Cannon Tower hookshot. Frostbite is following a bunch of fetch quests to possibly find it before. So I'm gonna assume Frostbite does not know how to hover. I don't think JP knows either. So kind of two different mindsets for approaching this end game, and either one could work.
I would say I think JP knows how to hover. I just think maybe doesn't do it. Just because maybe, it's one of those things a lot of people I think know the mechanics behind hovering, but it's really hard to do. Like, it's really hard to do, and if you can't do it super consistently, then it's almost not worth doing it, because the amount of time you lose to falling from a hover is just, it hurts.
We could see like another hover learning on speed gaming. I remember a certain other runner doing that last tournament, but no, we'll wait and see. Frostbite, meanwhile, he's not going to worry about the fetch quests that are too far all the way. I mean, sure, you got the mushroom, but that's just a quick loop.
Yep.
But he's going to go ahead and catch up on these crystals while JP goes, and yeah, he has to do all his checks for the hoops.
Yeah, might as well check these locations. Now that you've got the boots. So now comes the interesting question. He's done the boots checks. Do we see a check? Do we see? Oh, they're going to Sanctuary. They're going to Mountain Cave. That's the frame. Just like 2 frames there, just when he went to flip. So, I think this is gonna be Turtle Rock for JP, and maybe a gamble that it's in GT.
I don't think Frostbite did the ether check, did he? After Trinex?
Nope.
Okay, that's ooh, okay.
That is a possibility. The other possibility, it's been sitting in a Gina since the word go, and we're in 10 minutes in, and we haven't checked it.
Oh, go back. Oh wait, he doesn't have book. That's right. So maybe he'll check it after.
Yeah, if it's in the Gina, that would definitely be full-blown Agony Cave.
That would just be... Oh. Could you imagine, like, your Go mode item being that early?
Yep. I mean, there are a lot of checks we haven't seen yet. I don't think we've seen some of the checks, but yeah, there's definitely checks like Agina we haven't seen. We really haven't been over to Desert Palace. Frostbite does have access to get inside, but I think at this point for JP, maybe just try and hope for GT, because you don't want it to be a situation where you get all the way to the top and it's like, well, it's not here. I gotta bail out to go get the hook shot somewhere, and then I gotta climb Gauntlet all over again.
Yeah, it's a fine line, like how much you want to invest in climbing GT.
Right.
Because it's only a few checks there, but
right. It's a huge gamble, but if hook shots in GT, it pays off and you win the race.
Now Frostbite is not too far behind.
Nope.
He does have ice pods to go through, and if he's gonna start banking on a GT hookshot, he may just go ahead and do that go mode version of Ice Palace.
And that could actually put him in the lead here. It depends. We'll see what Frostbite's thinking, based on the path he takes through Ice Palace here. If it's a Go mode Ice Palace, he's gambling on it not being here, which is the correct gamble to make, but he's also gambling that it could be in GT, which we don't know yet.
So this is interesting too, and I don't know if this is something intentional now that we're thinking about it. Obviously, we can see that he didn't start his timer. If I was in this position, an hour and 13 minutes in, and I'm looking for hookshot, I'm thinking, okay, I can probably spend this time, looking for hookshot and ice. But if it's later, I'm potentially looking just to get to DS.
Yep.
So I wonder if that is something maybe that's like affecting him mentally, and he'd rather just not see the time. I kind of want to ask him that after.
Right, and I'm also sitting here trying to think of where the meanest place that the hookshot could be. And at this point, it feels like that the meanest place it could be would be sitting on powder bat, but the powder. Actually, no, because it'd be even meaner if it was vanilla. Vanilla location, but the flippers are on powder bat, and then the powder is on vitreous.
Oof. Well, I hope that doesn't happen, just for their safety. That's such a gross chain.
Oh, chat's even come up with a worse one of flippers being in GT. But yeah, flippers I don't think can be in GT.
Yeah, because Ice Palace does require flippers to get through.
Right.
Even though you're never going to use them for the most part.
And because we didn't find anything in Ice Palace that would have locked down Meyer, then that is within the logic of the seed as a possibility.
Also point out, Frostbite is doing the full clear of ice, so that will benefit JP as he finishes up his T-Rock kind of shortly.
Yeah, we've already unfortunately found Shovel, so that is off the table for a possibility.
P, what are you doing? You gotta. Oh, okay. He just wanted to check that first. See if it...
Yep.
I was about to say what. Clearly, Andy, what?
Yep. Frostbite's about to find Shovel. It's in the Ice Palace big chest.
Alright, Frostbite gonna finish up his last couple checks here. He's real close to Cold Stare, but GP is also not far away from getting over the Trinex, and plus he'll be in that better position of getting over the GT lock.
Oh, and just to go back to our earlier discussion of where the worst place could be, we have a we have an addition to that from John Flip Zusa, and it's a good one. I forgot. What if Ether is all the way up at the top of GT, and you need Ether to get into Meyer to then do that whole chain? Yeah. That would be nasty.
So basically, we're gonna be skipping the GT big key guessing game.
Oh wait, yeah, that wouldn't work. Yeah.
It's just gonna be where the heck is Hookshot at?
Mm-hmm. There's the Shovel. That's kind of always the thing. Nope, not yet. That's always kind of the complex thing is when you're coming up with these crazy ideas is you always have to try and remember, okay, you need to think like 6 steps backwards to see if you can even make it within logic.
Yeah. Especially when it's like you find certain progression early, then you're trying to figure out logically where a certain item could be based on where that last item was found. Say you found mitts in a dark room. you're looking for like lamp or fire. It's just there's a lot of like backtracking and thought process.
Yeah, at this point, if you're a runner who's comfortable with the hover, you do it. You know, you don't worry about that hook shot. You just hover and you keep hovering until you get it. But if you're not, then yeah, you need the hook shot. But Frostbite just finishing up that 7th crystal as JP into Trinex here. Gonna be very interesting to see. Do both runners go to Ganon's tower? Is this gonna be a race to find that hook shot in GT? So yeah, Frostbite's
the big key guessing game technically.
Well, we'll see here. I guess we can try and do that here, because technically Frostbite does have 7 crystals, and JP's about to get 7 as well. Frostbite's not going. Yeah. He's not going though.
Oh, he's gambling.
He's doing the Meyer gamble.
Gambling man.
Meyer shot, I think, at least.
That's a risky gamble in my opinion. Just
it's Bombos.
All right, so we can get into Meyer.
Yep. 1 medallion for both. Nope, Meyer shot is not it.
There.
Yeah, JP's going. He's going to GT. He's gonna take the gamble. Frostbite is not. Oh, he's gonna do the bonk though. Just do the bonk check. And into Desert Palace here for Frostbite. All right, this
it's just so risky.
It is, but when you're down 1-0 and you think that you're on the edge of elimination of this round and you make it bounce into lower bracket, you know, I think you take a chance, especially going up against Frostbite. You know he's a 1 seed. You know Frostbite's a really fast runner. If you feel like you're behind, I think you take the gamble.
Yeah, I know. I 100% agree with JP's gamble here. I think Frostbite is playing this extremely risky. Not going straight up to GT to find hookshot in there. There's just all these extra checks.
Ether
so much in GT.
Yeah, Ether Tablet was just a big 20, so. Oh boy, well, we did get some guesses in here. I'm gonna say 15 like it always is for Big Key.
I mean, I don't even care about the Big Key at this point. I'm just
no. This is all.
This is that hookshot is.
At this point, we should play a hookshot guessing game to like count the number of chests till we find hookshot.
Frostbite going to Lambo. I mean, oof. I really want to know what's his thought process for this. JP is.
He's got to. He doesn't have the hook shot.
Oh yeah, that is true. You can't get in there without hook shot. It's not very often you see that.
Nope.
He's doing the modified Dark Magician route.
Right. So doing the JP strat for when you don't have hook shot. Now here's an interesting thing for Frostbite. Green pendant. Is there a green pendant turn in hook shot?
Possibility. I mean,
JP's...
really, it's just like anything at this point.
Yeah, JP's only got 1 key, so we'll be able to do that.
Alright, now we wait with bated breath on these 4 chests.
It's a key.
Right, key there. This is I could not imagine like what's going on through their heads right now.
It's gotta be so frustrating because you're looking for one thing and it's just not showing up anywhere. Like anywhere that makes any sense. There's the map going to the right side. There's the big key.
Oh no!
Oh, JP gonna grab a small key. Now here comes a big question. Do you mirror out? No, you go. I was gonna say, do you mirror out or
Go
do
full
you
right.
go check those checks? Yeah, I feel like you have to at this point. There's the can of Burna. Uh-oh. Have we seen Spike Cave? I don't think we've seen Spike Cave.
No, that's been in Logic too. Got that cave early on.
Yep, there's our 2 items out of Desert Palace. It's not in there. He's trying to bonk across, but he keeps falling into the door.
I'm going for the normal strat.
Yep, checkerboard cave for Frostbite. Is it in here? Looking up in the top right corner. It's not. No.
Oh, this is still a race. Oh my goodness.
Oh, we're gonna
here we
get
go,
it.
The rare.
The rare check.
Chest.
Nope. It's Compass. Is it in the Gina's cave? 1 hour, 23 minutes. Finally getting to this early check. Is this what we're looking for? Or do we have Agony Cave tonight, or do we have just trash? Nope, it's trash.
Check this out. JP going for the mushroom strat to try to get this fairy. Nice.
He got it.
Rare usage of that. You don't see that very often at all.
That's super impressive though. That's really well done fake powder by JP. Frostbite's going to Dick spot.
He's really banking on one of these items in T-Rock having leading to the hook shot.
He's got a. I think he's made his play here. He's doing overworld checks for the item. There's ether.
There's ether.
There's bombs.
And more
Bombs. You know what?
We
Who's
don't
going to
have
5?
any more-
Pendant turn in.
Well, we have to see a tile room, I guess. but-
Pendant turn in, tile room, and fountain, fairy fountain, pyramid fairy.
Yeah, Pyramid Fairy did
Spike Cave.
unlock with that T-Rock.
Yeah,
And Spike Cave.
we're just kind of at the point now where it's like throw stuff at the wall and see if something happens.
Nothing at Sasha.
No.
So the hunt is still on.
Right, Frostbite's going to the Dark World. The question is, where does he go once he goes here? Does he go down into Swamp Palace and do a check there? Does he go up and do the Pyramid Fairy check with the big bomb?
This is 100% Pyramid Fairy.
I would think so. Yeah, I think it's the easier of the 2 checks. You don't want to have to go into Swamp if you don't want to. There's Wall Master. It's just a key.
Buddy, they can go up, I guess.
He's doing a Death Warp. I think he's going to get out of here.
Well. Oh, the big gambles from JP. He's going through the gauntlet and hoping that hook shot is up there.
Yeah, that's a huge gamble. Now we know the locations that he has not checked here are not locations where it can be. So that's the only thing for JP that's good, is we know if it's in GT, it's up in the gauntlet, which may be looking less likely now.
Alright, here we go. The Pyramid Fairy. Is it gonna be here? Or do we still have a race?
Flippers.
Oh, no, flippers!
Butter sword. Uh-oh.
What is this? Yo, chat, if you're laughing right now, just press 1. 'Cause
Uh-oh.
I'm laughing. Dude, this is super exciting from a spectator position, but man,
From
it's
a runner.
super stressful from a player.
Runner position, you just want to tear your hair out right now. Frostbite's going into Misery Mire, not going into Swamp Palace. Gonna take Mire first. 2 items in here. Oh man.
So everyone all the runners probably watching this are now thinking, oh crap, now I have to learn how to do that Moldorm bounce or how to hover.
I will say if JP does the Moldorm bounce and gets across, I'm going to be like, I think I'll just probably drop my headset off and just walk away and just you'll hear me in the background screaming like I don't know what's going on. Like, because if that was the play all along, and I definitely don't think it was because of the fact that he checked so many chests. If he was planning to do the Moldworm bounce, I would assume that he would have not checked all those chests, and once he found that big key, would have just taken off. Oh, but this
Honestly, even if he doesn't know it, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a tutorial stream come up.
Well, first check. And is JP now in the most satisfying room in the game, part 1? Maybe part 1 of part 1. Off to the most satisfying room in the game, part 2, while Frostbite looking for that hook shot. Only found the key so far. Is it in here? No, another key. Get these torches lit. Alright, well, we've got 3 chests up at the top here. This is super gambly. Frostbite opening up a chest. It's a piece of heart. That's one item, though. Now gone from Misery Mire. Silvers. That's helpful.
It's a consolation prize, but
no, and is it here? No, big 20. Here's the thing: Frostbite's not going to get those. He's not going to get silvers at all. No. There's no way that Frostbite checks that chest. Unless Frostbite does the same thing. Is it? No.
No.
Nope.
Oh, he's bailing. No.
Yep. I think I would do that. If now the question for JP: where do you go?
Hookshot Cave.
Spike Cave.
Hookshot Cave. Sorry.
Spike Cave. Yeah, I think you go to Spike Cave, and then from there, where do you go?
I don't know if he has the health to do this or the magic. That'd be really close. Yeah, he's gonna run out.
Yeah, he's gonna run out.
Unless he has a fairy.
He's gonna save it quit. No, he doesn't. So yeah, for JP at this point, once you find your hook shot, straight shot up through GT, Frostbite's still gonna have. I mean, Frostbite probably at this point, I think, will find the hook shot first, wherever it is. There's the big key.
Now,
still have not found that item.
Let's see, where were the flippers at? That was in a desert.
Pyramid Fairy.
Pyramid Fairy. Okay.
Yep. So JP has it available.
This is
if it's rough. Not here, this if it's not here, rough. We were hoping for a nice seed, and it went absolutely sideways on us.
Full 180. Oh, shout out to the 1 hour and 31 minutes flute activation.
Absolutely.
Alright, JP, yeah, he's gonna go ahead and pull that shovel.
Not gonna be happy to find it's not hookshot. Well, actually, probably be happy to find it's not hookshot, but also not happy to find it's not hookshot, because I feel like if it was hookshot, I feel like he'd be like, well, I'm done. I'm just done at this point.
Yeah, I'm sure, like, at this point, both runners are just, like, watching IRC, just waiting for that dot done. Like,
yeah, they
went to a spot that I
yeah,
go to.
There's definitely, I think, a fear that's setting in. If you're a, oh, he's gonna fake powder.
Yeah, we already know he's capable of it, and I don't think Frostbite checked it.
Nope. Frostbite already turned in Mushroom as well, so there's no way for him to check it without powder. Like, the actual item. Nope.
Oh, we're still in there.
Alright.
This is just incredible. It's been like 20
Hookshot
minutes
Viddy.
since we've had the crystals done.
Is it Viddy? Is it? No, it's the powder though.
Powder. Okay.
But we know that's not the case.
Gives JP a little bit of breathing room since Frostbite
Right.
probably goes ahead and does that right now.
Right. I would also like to take this moment to say that I do not take any responsibility for actually joking about that and having it turn out to be correct.
Now keep in mind, I did say hookshot and pod, so I had, our runner's best interest in mind.
Right. I was the one who said who put the powder on Viddy, and then it turned out to be there, and I was like, okay. Going to 6. Doing all the checks.
Just wanted to check that quick ledge. I
Yep.
think
He's going back,
Yeah.
yeah.
he's gonna do all these checks first.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say he'll do Pyramid Fairy before he dives into any dungeons, but he just wants to get the other ones out first.
Yeah, I suspect Frost is going to be giving us our first check of the big chests in Thieves Town now.
God, if it was actually in there, that
There would be much anger from many runners.
right.
He's going back to get the one. He's going back to
That-
get it. It's just a piece of heart, but yeah.
Yeah,
Which is the heart.
You don't avoid.
Yeah. Just missed the block delete there. And Frostbite about to find out that the true nightmare is not over. You still don't have your hook shot. Gosh. It's almost a big question now. We've gotten so close and yet Frost's going away. We're to 8.
Huh. What is
Zora. Is this Zora? This is Zora.
Have we really not checked Zora?
I don't recall seeing it.
Are
Oh
you
god.
serious? Are you actually serious?
There's a level of okay, I think JP's going. I believe JP's gonna go do the big bomb now. But yeah, 1 hour and 36 minutes. Frostbite hits legitimate go mode.
Dude, what? How has neither runner checked waterfall until an hour and 36 minutes?
Nobody fake flippered to get up there. Nobody broke the logic for that. Here's the crazy thing. That was behind 5-6 Crystal Bomb. Like you were supposed to go do Turtle Rock and Tower of Hera first, and then go and get the flippers, and then go into Waterfall Cave.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and post in chat. This is a very important strat I should learn. This is called how to splash delete at the waterfall. So when you went to Catfish, you could have just mirrored and grabbed that hook shot right away.
Well, it could be GG, but there is a thing. There is still hope for JP, depending upon what route Frostbite takes to get to the big key and how soon JP goes up and checks the waterfall.
Yeah, definitely advantages Frostbite right now.
Right.
Simply because it relies on what JP does, but it's rough.
Yeah, he's staying in Dark World. Where are we going? Up, he's
Oh,
going
here we
up.
go.
He's going
He's
up.
making the play.
Yep, he's the flippers pinged it for him, and that's good. That's good for JP. Now Frostbite's going to the left. We know the key's on the right. So if this is Dark Magician strats, it's good for Frostbite. If it's not, if it's a full left clear to start, then we're in trouble for Frostbite, because he's gonna go all the way down, not find the item, and just will be interesting to see here. Do we get Dark Magician strats? Do we get the mirror out and go back to the?
Oh, he's bailing. He's not killing those Stalfos.
Yep. He's bailing. So good for Frostbite. He's gonna get this big key here on the right side. And JP's about to get hook shot.
Let's keep an eye on the time. That Frostbite doesn't have a timer.
Great.
Let's look at JP's timer when Frostbite does go up to the gauntlet, because that will be what we're how close our runners are right now.
Yeah. And so keep in mind, we talked about this. I brought this up when we saw JP go up there and open all those chests. He got silvers. Frostbite's not going to get him. There's no way he checks for silvers. I can't reasonably see that. If you're Frostbite and you've got all this stuff, you get the big key, you're just like, go execute, get up to the top as soon as I can.
Right.
Yeah, he does have butter, which is good. But we do have a race on our hands here. He's about to pick up the big key, bottom left chest here.
All right, let's keep an eye on that timer. Like I said, once he goes up those stairs, I want to keep that in mind. So we got 1:39:39 for Frostbite's ascent starting.
JP gets dead rock. Yep, he's gonna move over to clear that out, and nicely done. Yeah, definite advantage to Frostbite here as far as getting in, but still a race.
Yeah, certainly. We got Moldorm to go through. JP has silvers for Lamels too, which, I mean, really, you can still mess up the one cycle for Firearm or silvers.
Yeah. Yesterday's race around this time, it was all execution of GT and a Fallout Moldorm 2 that completely flipped the race around. So it's not over yet.
It's 1:40:33, so 54-second time difference right now. 1 hour and 40.
Yeah, it's both a lot of time and not a lot of time.
Another advantage of having those silvers. I mean, sure, it's just one less arrow for each of the mimics, but every second counts right now.
Yeah, JP's just gonna.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say he's just gotta mind his arrow count because he's at 8 right now. So you want to make sure you save enough for the Ganon fight.
Frostbite having a little bit of a rough time.
Yeah.
The double red Zazek room. I mean, it's those things that we're going to be looking for right now, because every second.
Yep. No, they're only a couple rooms apart right now.
Oh, misses the one cycle. Actually doesn't get a single land mole down. But he should get this one, I think. Yeah. 2 cycle. So another chance to catch up a little bit. Even if JP doesn't fully catch up to Frostbite by the time we hit Ganon, just having the silvers itself is going to be.
Yep. If you're Frostbite, you just need to properly execute all the way up here.
Also, JP, if you are watching, shout outs to using that fire rod there.
Yep.
I'm glad he took our advice.
Getting bossed around a little bit here, so.
There we go, the 1 cycle. So there, just a little bit of a time save there for JP compared to Frostbite.
And every little second's gonna count.
Too.
Yep, he's at least mindful of the fact that he's low on arrow count. So that's good.
Oh, misses that. It's a little tricky.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes to get that set up.
Yep, and
There you go,
Frostbite
Frostbite
walks
skipping it.
right by. Yep.
JP just a few rooms behind.
Purposefully falling there. There's the Moldorm 2 fight. Frostbite having a little bit of trouble at the start. Gets it though.
JP does not have any potions, I believe.
Nope,
nor
he has
does have
potions.
powder. Oh, he does? Okay. I was about to
Yep.
say, the powder was going to help Frostbite. Here we go. Silvers are going to be a big thing.
All right, for Frostbite, it's time to execute.
All right, perfect. No falls to Moldorm, so.
Yep. Oh, and that's only one. That's an opportunity to make a little back time.
And that's another one,
Again.
too. So we got 1-1 so far. JP
Yeah,
gets a faster Ganon. And wow, 4 ones in a row.
Yeah, this is definitely an opportunity for JP to catch up.
There it is.
There's a 2. Okay. But yeah, there's definitely some opportunities for JP to run this a little bit cleaner than Frostbite did.
All right, we got 1, 2. Okay, so 2 for the first cycle.
Yep.
It's definitely an improvement. 2 for the
2,
second cycle.
2.
Let's go, JP. Oh, no.
Nope, but he's got a
Nothing
double
there.
here. He'll be fine. Nope.
Oof.
Nope, can take a single, but he'll be fine now. So yeah, they end up actually getting the same cycles. The companion duck will
That's
not betray you, and in
super
fact cannot
close.
speak. Alright. This is going to be very close here once we get to phase 4.
So 144
Frostbite can still win.
For Frostbite. JP going to be about 30 seconds behind.
Yep.
Obviously, there's
Right.
nothing's going to happen early on. We got the gold sword, so we're going to get these fast cycles. It's going to be all about if JP can get like a multi silver hit.
Yep.
Oh, sorry. Those were cats. Cats are so excited about this round that they're just running around my room, knocking stuff over, hoping to see a really close race here.
Well, I think cats just do that in general, but I'll allow it. A lot of warps here.
Nice. Dodging all the fire bats too, so don't have to worry about using that potion. Literally every second counts right now for JP.
Yep. Unfortunately, Ganon giving a lot of warps.
Yeah, this is. I want to say Frostbite. I think Frostbite has this now.
I think so, yeah.
Let's see if that was a hit. Here we go. Oh, the double.
Oh, no way. No
Here we
way.
go. No way. Let's go.
No
Yo,
way.
Let's go.
Oh my god.
Oh
JP, holy cow.
my boy JP. Let's go. I'm sorry, I'm a little biased, but let's go. I'm excited. GG.
Oh no. Holy cow. Get those GGs in chat, everybody. This is not going to be a tie, but it's going to be darn close. And JP comes across.
JP
Wow.
wins with a 1:47.05 SRL time, with Frostbite coming in just 10 seconds later. Wow.
That gauntlet run,
Wow.
I cannot believe it, but that gauntlet play, the bet on GT ends up
Oof.
paying off. in a completely unrelated way because those silvers did indeed save JP.
I am just like speech. Wait, that was incredible. That was completely incredible.
Yeah. When JP had a nice run up gauntlet, he got a couple of things. First cycle at Frostbite, maybe took an extra cycle on, but those silvers, having that extra check, was everything in this match. Holy cow! Wow.
And just the fact that Hookshot was in such an accessible location to like that early, we could easily flip to that like within 30 minutes because I think Moonpearl was in Kakariko. And wow.
So to explain for everyone where the silvers were, they were in the room when you go upstairs in GT, and it's got the 2 chests at the top where you get the key from the helmet store. JP had to go up there and check all those chests because he was looking for Hookshot in Ganon's Tower. Hookshot was in Waterfall Cave the whole time, and nobody fake flippered over to check it. So both Frostbite and JP didn't know. And JP checked it. Frostbite walked right past it going upstairs. So that was the difference.
This was a seed that could have gone either way, just for how elusive that hook was. Like each of their plays, technically, I think was correct from a runner perspective.
Yeah, I think chat also mentioning that Frostbite may have missed a few spins there on the fight. So that too, that also would have played a role in this.
Yeah, but you know, if you are watching Frostbite, you know, don't let that kind of thing discourage you because it's just there's so many like time saves all throughout the whole, you know, your whole seed, and it's so easy to just kind of get like caught up on just like one thing that happened at the end. I mean, the fact that you guys finished within 10 seconds of each other is just like holy crap, amazing. And that should be like really just show how skillful like both you and your opponent are. So regardless, this is a very excellent race. That could have gone, I mean, it was literally could have gone either way until the last 10 seconds.
Yep, I'm not sure if we'll get either JP or Frostbite into chat here for an interview. I wouldn't blame them if they're a little tired or if they want to take a moment to kind of collect themselves after this, but
hold on. They don't have invites yet, according to SRL. I'll get them in here. Hold on.
Okay. But yeah, this is going to tie it up, and we're going to be going to Game 3 for this series. Let me check the yield schedule to see if they've put in for that yet, so I can get that to you if they've done so. I would assume at this point that there's a Game 3 on the schedule somewhere for these two.
All right, they should be coming in shortly. They have the Discord link.
Cool. We don't have a Game 3 for this yet, but I would expect, we'll have one by the end of the weekend. So stay tuned. If you like watching these two go at it, there will be another one between these two very soon. And apologies.
Both in here.
Yep. Apologies to Walther. You're gonna have to wait a little bit longer to find out who your opponent is. But GG's to both of you. Oh my goodness, what a race!
I'm sure it was a fun race to watch. I don't think JP or I feel particularly good about how it went, but maybe he did because he won. Maybe that's unfair, but I don't think he probably thought he was going to win until he won, because I sure as hell thought I'd lost by 25 minutes because the seed was so free. If you just do the stupid play and fake flipper like a clown early in the game, you would have finished in like 120. The other person forfeits and it's all done. But no, we get a mimic clip seed, we get a hover seed, but the glitches don't matter, right?
Yeah, that's just crazy. Like you said, our two seeds, like in both times we went into GT essentially looking for something.
Yeah. Well, the good news was, at least for both of you, maybe bad news also for both of you, is that neither of you fake flippered, so
Oh yeah, this would have
nobody gained an advantage over that.
been a catastrophe in a big race. I mean, the hoverers finish in 115. The people that fake flipper religiously finish in 120, and you forfeit because you're frustrated after finishing all 7 crystals and not being able to beat the game. So honestly, I knew JP couldn't hover. He knows I can't hover, so we kind of, I guess, both were in the same boat. But if you play someone that can hover, I probably would have forfeited the second I defeated Ice Palace, because I just don't like playing these seeds where you're looking for your go mode, and it can be in literally any spot in the world. I mean, I guess the right decision I made was avoiding GT. The wrong decision I made was obviously getting baited into spending 15 minutes following the dang flute. I mean, my execution was absolutely trash down the end as well. Terrible silverless, absolutely atrocious Agatu. Like, I think it was a 5 cycle with, I mean, they weren't perfect setups, but I missed at least 4 shots by less than an inch or two. So I'm very salty. Not that I lost, but basically that I played so poorly and lost by a margin that the quality of my play would have made the difference. Now I'm sure JP would always have think about all the mistakes he made, so I'm sure he could say, "Oh yeah, I got a minute or two, whatever, from little mistakes as well." And I'm not really commenting on that, but it's a little annoying when you lose by a little bit. But I got super lucky in the first race as well, so I don't feel that bad. But yeah, we're going to be playing again tomorrow night, so it should be good. We'll probably tie going, given how these have gone. It'll probably be Pod, Swamp, Eastern is the pendants, and the friggin' bow and the hookshot will both be missing when we have 7 crystals, because that seems to be how this is going to go.
Right. I mean, for how wacky this seed was and how crazy everything was together, I think you both did pretty well, just trying to read it as best as you could. I mean, it can be difficult to get a read on these seeds sometimes, especially when you have a go mode item that's as elusive as that hookshot was. And even the logic. Oh, go ahead, JB.
We can also talk about that hammer.
Oh yeah, it's so brutal.
Oh yeah.
Like, when I got that hammer, I actually thought, okay, maybe I have a chance here, because Frostbite might have gone over to East Dark World with a fake flipper setup, which he said in chat he did.
Yeah.
He said in the SRL after the game.
Yeah, I did. I felt pretty good about that even. I mean, the boots were there, so it wasn't a totally wasted time, but of course that just led to more checks that led to absolutely nothing as well. But I almost just did the new splash delete after checking, what's that place, Hype Cave, and just going straight to pod, because I was pretty sure at that point that the hammer was going to be in pod, and it was going to be an Agassi to get pod access. I don't know why I felt that, but mainly because I didn't want to go into Thieves Town, I guess. But because I'd found that sword and I hadn't checked the North Dark World stuff yet, I decided to do that. And I mean, it's just so brutal. The other funny thing is that if you found the hook shot, you almost certainly would have found the hammer a lot faster too if you'd fake flippered, because there would have been incentive to go up the mountain before it was one of your last locations, because the only item up there is the one item in Hera. So that was sort of funny as well. But no, this was a really, really rude seed. There was no items early.
Like, at about 40 minutes, I was like, I probably blew this somewhere, and I'm just starting to think bad. And then I get the hammer, and I'm like, okay, I'm feeling better, because there's a good chance he didn't find that, and I find Ice Rod, and I'm like, okay, that's good, because I'm kind of in, like, I'm in crystal mode, essentially. But
yeah, exactly.
Then I'm like, oh, but not this again. Okay, it's going to be somewhere. And then, of course, it just, I don't know, it's... Oh, and the other thing that probably saved me, I don't even know how I pulled that. I don't know how I pulled that Mafia the fight out. I don't know how I did that.
Dude,
It
that
was
so clutch. Oh
it
my
was
God.
very. Oh yeah, it was incredible to watch you do that. Ending up on half a heart, doing it with the fighter sword and like no magic, but using the B to help out. That was some very smart play.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping tomorrow's will be somewhat more of a normal seed.
Yeah,
I can't
mean,
take this 3 seeds in a row.
I don't
Technically
even-
4, because I did a practice yesterday.
Well, that's
that was the
silly
exact same situation.
That's a silly thing. We did a voice race and JP ran the seed, and it was another silly hover seed. I don't know if you got it, but the hook shot was deep in pendant pod that time, so fun times. But Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous that like 3 of the last 4 seeds I played or whatever, and his last 4 have all been sort of just clown shows with after GT potential. But it's even like little things. Like I was like, I'm thinking to myself, I'll fake Flipper to ice. I'm gonna go mode it because it's gonna be hookshot locked, and of course it wasn't hookshot locked, and I had the full clear ice palace, and that was annoying as well. But yeah, it was interesting. I don't care what it is. I just don't want to have to look for anything after I get the items to defeat all my crystals. I literally don't care about anything else in the seed tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one tomorrow. Going to game 3, I'm happy to push it to a game 3. I'm guessing after these first 2 games, it's going to be a good game 3 tomorrow.
Oh yeah, it's probably going to be close. And if it's not close, the other one who didn't make it close will probably be very upset because it should be close. And we've clowned it up, whether it's myself or yourself.
Yeah.
Probably me. I've gotten so lucky so far in this tournament, especially in the qualifiers, that I feel like I got a forgetting something mode coming up. But no, I'm looking forward to it tomorrow. We're going to be playing, I think, about 10:30 restream time, and it's going to be just Assured Sword standard. So that's the change I'm going to make, is an Assured Sword, because I don't want to let the game try and keep that from us tomorrow the way things have been going. So
I honestly thought you would consider fast. I thought you were going to consider fast Ganon, because I considered fast Ganon before this one.
yeah,
But I was like, what are
like-
the chances it's going to happen again?
Yeah, I know. I thought about that too. It's like if he'd picked Fast Cannon, we'd both be probably, I don't know, probably still would have been pretty close. I don't know what it was. I don't know if I'll watch this one back. I was very frustrated at the end, but it probably would have been fairly close even if it was Fast Cannon, because you know, it was not a seed that had much of a sort of really god route potential. It was very, very all over the place. I mean, even the start, like going to Eastern to get the bottle, to get the lamp, you know, it's just so silly.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to keep you up too late. It's
Yeah,
getting pretty late here, too. So,
Yeah.
GG again.
Yeah, GGJP, looking forward to tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you guys so much for putting on a show for us. I mean, maybe not intentionally the way that you wanted to have the race go, but it was still, it was just an incredible match to watch you two guys go at it. And I'm sure Game 3 will be just as exciting. And yeah, definitely make sure to follow JP and Frostbite. Both of them are fairly veteran runners. I've been around the community now for a while, and I've definitely seen quite a few matches from you both. I know you're both very skilled runners, and just this whole group and this whole, I mentioned it before, this whole top half of the tournament that qualified in, really, really good runners throughout. So all of these matches are turning out to be some excellent matches between these two, and it's almost kind of a shame that that only like 2 people from this group get to go on, because I feel like in an open race you could have like people in this group be like top 4, or like it's just it's so great to see this balance, and it's so great to see you guys do what you do.
What we could do is whoever wins tomorrow can get farmed by Walter in the next round, and the other one can win in the losers bracket, and we can have 3 more matches of absolute misery after that.
Yeah, fight forever.
All right, I'm taking off, and have a good night. Thanks,
Yep.
JTB and Nihan. Awesome. BrewersFanJP again, GG, and we're fighting tomorrow night, guys.
Yeah. Good night.
Indeed, yeah, definitely stay tuned for that, and we'll let Frostbite and JP head off here and get some rest so that they can be ready for their match tomorrow. But I did want to say, of course, right now, thank you to Cool Papa Bell for doing all of the tracking work, for pressing all the buttons and making sure that everybody had all the things that they needed to do. This is a crazy seat to track too, because these guys were all over the place, kind of going back and forth with each other. And of course, JTB, thank you so much for the co-comps night. But before we wrap things up, I want to at least give you a little bit of a hint of things that are going on right now. So I believe I'm gonna double check here real quick. Let me poke into here. And nope, Hitaka and Koi have finished their match. So there are no active races going on right now. The next match is going to be back here in about 11 hours, Actabocker and Like Attack. Good matchup between those two very good runners as well. Like I said, we've got a lot of really good matchups. They're on game 3 with a MC Shuffle seed, so that will be interesting to watch. That's going to be back here on Speed Gaming 3. We've got a match at 120. Corride and T-Stew are going to be on Speed Gaming 4. Big match at 2:30 on Speed Gaming 5. All these times are Eastern Standard Time, by the way, aka Rando time. Christos Owen and Jay Coper, they are doing the first of their 2 matches back to back. So they'll be taking up Speed Gaming 5 tomorrow for a good chunk of time. And it looks like the other match that we've definitely got on the schedule, we got another back-to-back doubleheader between Rywek and Wall Kicks on Speed Gaming 4. And then we've got 2 matches on Speed Gaming that have been scheduled right now. Jula Ninja and Chelsea Lynn are going to be on Speed Gaming at 8:30. And then Salty Fry and Mentos Man, their rematch from the Spoiler Log tourney begins at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. And I'm sure there will be other matches that pop in and out throughout the day, so definitely keep an eye on the Speed Gaming family of channels, Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2 through 5, as well as ALTTP Randomizer. And wow, JTB, what a race.
What a race. And I'm glad I got to be able to commentate, such a close race with you. It was definitely a pleasure.
Yep. I feel like we're living up to the late night rando standards of just absolutely insane, incredible stuff that just seems to happen when the sun goes down and the moon comes up and everything gets insane and wild in Rando Land.
That is very true. 100% agree.
Yep. But yeah, I guess I will leave the last word to you here, JTB. But we'll start to finish things up so everyone who can get to bed here. It's even late for me. So thank you all for being here. Really appreciate having you in chat. Make sure to follow the runners and of course our wonderful co-coms and our tracker, Cool Papa Bell. But remember, someone out there loves you, and we love you too. And we'll see you back here soon enough for more rando. It's never ending.
Yeah, I mean, this early in the tournament, there's going to be rando happening every day. So with that, we'll catch you all tomorrow and have a good rest of your night.
See ya.